Hi, I'm Irene Mayer, your host for Florida Matters. Here's an encore segment from one of our previous episodes. Jim Kovaleski is a farmer, and his fields are the yards around his house in the suburbs of Port Richey.
I do a market garden here. I planted it in October and started harvesting in December.
He seems to embody the idea of sustainable living.
I'm actually surviving on the piece of land I occupy. There's an interaction going on, which is so different than our traditional suburban and urban mentality. I'm actually producing something again off a piece of land I'm occupying.
Where most people grow decorative plants, shrubs, and border grass, Jim cultivates a variety of delicious leafy greens alongside carrots, radishes, and the rest of his winter crop. He grows his produce to sell at area farmers markets and to share and trade with his neighbors.
Food really transcends a lot of barriers. I've really found that people, especially when I show up on my bicycle. I also distribute it around the neighborhood.
Good.
Got some more lettuce.
Sweet.
You got grapefruit?
Yes, I do.
Cool. I trade some of my produce for citrus and then take that to market also. So it's been kind of a neighborhood thing going on too, which is really cool. I'm starting to meet my neighbors a lot more.
And when it comes to getting rid of pests, he has his own philosophy.
I've got a definite problem with pill bugs in this area. I think it's because it's newer mulch, and they eat a lot of my seedlings, especially the bok choy, the kales. And I'm really trying to, instead of pose my will and try to find out what will kill them, I need to find out what's out of balance because there's so many of them.
Every other morning, Jim goes to pick up seaweed at a park next to the beach. It gives the pill bugs something to eat other than his garden.
And it seems to be working a little, but what I think's happened instead is they like the seaweed better than my plants. Well, the green idea of sustainability is being able to, stay in an area and not consume more than you produce. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. I mean, very little leaves this property. I use something called permaculture, which is an idea of permanent culture, which is very green. I think we're going to hear more and more about it as the years go by here, because it's really an interconnection with everything how it used to be, like on a small farm.
Permaculture is a concept developed in the 70s and has taken root in Jim's approach.
I read a book called Gaia's Garden about permaculture and the interconnectedness with food and nature and our living space, and it really changed the way I looked at the world. That's what I see permaculture as really opening the door to all these connections that can strengthen especially our small communities, because that's the human scale. I mean, yeah, I really believe that. I see the suburbs as becoming the small farm of the future. It's got the infrastructure close to cities. You got water pipes, you got all the easy transportation. And you could, if you imagine this street producing what I'm producing every week, you could be, supplying most of the fresh food for this town. And I really can see it happen. It's really a fulfilling thing, and it's just building on itself. I'm just loving it.
Thank you.
Be sure to catch our regular broadcasts of Florida Matters Friday nights at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9:30 on WUSF TV.
Major funding for Florida Matters comes from the Mosaic Company, a leading producer of fertilizer made from phosphate and natural resource found in Florida. Mosaic, helping America grow.